Perfect synchronization for the Russians. But the judges got a good overall impression for this dive. She gets it. Also a little bit of over rotation. We don't see that much for Nazari Kononenko. 2.8 is the DD value for this dive. 0.7. That could be a crucial part in Italy's performance today. Awesome dive. One dive from each group. And they use the platform from the arm stand group. Almost ideally. He makes the somersault underwater. Russia is in the first place. Italy second, and Team Ukraine got the bronze. 22. Kirilo Azarov is the last Ukraine winner for this competition. Kononenko could be the next one. Beautiful dive. Reverse 2.5 somersaults with tuck. That was the dive that he couldn't nail in the prelims and got only 31.5 points. It will be definitely much more here in the final. Forward 1.5 somersaults with double twist. Same dive like we just saw from Kononenko. Great execution from the Russian. Probably a little bit, maybe more points. That's his final dive. Good finishing from the Swiss. As usual, Finance, he has a big lead. He can't make a mistake, a big mistake. He finishes it. Forward 1.5 somersaults with double twist. That was one of his best dives in the prelims, and he gets it done. There is no question. He was the best diver here. She leads by 4 points. We see the same dive from her as well. Oh, this was the best one. Alina Polonets mastered this back 2.5 somersaults with tuck. If Kuvshinova makes a mistake, they will miss the podium definitely. The bar is very high. Brilliant dive. She has nerves. One of them is the next one, inward 2.5 somersaults with tuck. Great once again. Belarus was competing in the mixed team competition yesterday. Alina Polonets for the win. She finishes with a reverse 2.5 somersaults with tuck. Very good dive, but not a perfect one. She left some room for Alexandra Push, who has the same dive. Belyavin is 15, Kiselyev, who we saw in 2 different competitions already, is just 14 years of age. Very young pairing. They have a reverse 2.5 somersaults with tuck in this round. 2.8 is the DD value. They could kick out very early. They have the inward 3.5 somersaults with tuck in this round 4. Their penultimate dive, 3.2. Very high degree of difficulty in this competition. Good timing for the Germans. Nazari Kononenko and Valery Maliev. They have the inward 3.5 somersaults in this round. 3.2. That's the DD value. he will perform it in tuck position. Good dive with this high DD. It can mean that they will take over the lead from the Russians. I'm not sure if it happens, but the DD value for the Russians, it's 3.2. They chose the twist dive for the end of the competition. Back 2.5 somersaults with 1.5 twists. Brilliant dive for the Russians. Oh, very good entry for both of them. Great dives individually as well. So Corinne and Juliet can easily pass the Ukrainians. They need a steady dive. I think it was better than the Ukrainians. That's obvious, they want. Beautiful dive. Like the boys, the Russian girls win it. There is no question. Exceptional dive for the last round. Kazantsev and Kedrina, they win it by more than 20 points. 288.4. He has the chance to take the lead from Pomboshnikov, who had an average dive in this round. Reverse 2.5 somersaults with tuck for the German. Good takeoff and perfect finish for him. He made some wonderful dives in the morning, and one of them was with this dive. The competition so far here in Budapest had one Ukrainian and one Russian on the podium at least. I think it will be the same here. Dimitrios Stepanov, his last dive was a forward 2.5 somersaults with a full twist, piked. Takeoff was not optimal, but he still could manage this dive. Reverse 2.5 somersaults with tuck. This was one of the weakest dives in the forward 2.5 somersaults with a full twist. The German for the win. He can make it. I think he can make it. A perfect entry. Like in the morning. He was extraordinary with these ones. The height was not the same like in the morning session, I think, for this dive. But the scores are high. 65.6. It means Finava is over 500 points in this final and he wins. But she needs to be perfect. Almost perfect for that. Jeez, what a dive again. Even the other trainers are saying it was almost perfect. 9.5s, 3 of the judges give 3.2. That's the degree of difficulty for this dive. It seems to be better than in the prelims. Kedrina with the good jump. Let's see what happens with the inward 3.5 somersaults with tuck. In the prelims, this was her best dive, scoring 72 points. Maybe this wasn't that perfect. We expect another wonderful dive from Kedrina. 3.2. That's the D value at her last dive. Here is the new and old European champion. She defends her title. This time we can see Russian flags celebrating. She had the nerves from steel in this final. Not the same. Alina Polonets, she is also on the list as penultimate diver in this round. She has the forward 2.5 somersaults, piked. She won the 3 meters competition 2 days ago. And she has a chance to be on the podium this time again. She's close to the medal. She needs an extra dive. But a good dive is enough for top 6. It's a good, I would say rather an extra dive. Alexandra Puz from Belarus. She made just one mistake in the morning, and this was with this dive. She had a bad entry in the morning, but makes it. In a Polonets, she leads. She can capitalize on Shmelova's mistake and take the gold for Ukraine. She needs a steady, good dive that she did in the qualification, scoring 50 points for this one. Not exactly the same. It won't be 50, I guess. This reverse 1.5 somersaults. This is the hardest dive. This was that the Dutch, Ivan Alexandrov, also tried to execute perfectly. Miroslav Kiselyov. He doesn't make any mistake today. He's a man on the mission. From Dmitriev. 3.3. That's the DD value. Oh! The Dutch love it. Ivan Alexandrov. It seems Kononenko can get another medal. He does. Pressure on the Russian with this dive. Reverse 2.5 somersaults with tuck. That's his last dive. He showed high level of consistency here in the final. He gets it, I think. It will be close. Probably the last dive was better for Kononenko, but Kiselyov had the lead, had the big lead. Matvei Pomoshnikov and Ivan Sautin. Good twist dive for the Russians. Forward 2.5 somersaults with double twists. It's allowed that you do with 6 gold medals, 5 silvers, 2 bronzes in this event, so they are quite a good team all the time. This is the case in 2026 as well with Maliev and Stepanov. Good twist dive from the Ukrainian. Forward 2.5 somersault with 1 twist, 3.0. That's the degree of difficulty in the slow-mo. During this process, there was a slight deviation in the rotational phase for this dive for the German. Forward 3.5 somersaults. Matvei Pomoshnikov and Ivan Sautin. They dive for the win for the Russians. Reverse 1.5 somersaults with 3.5 twists. 3.5. That's the DD. Very tough dive, but they master it wonderfully. In Russia, twists are welcome. The dive of the night so far from the Russians. Very good in synchronicity as well. 7.5s and 8s from the synchro judges. The individual execution was also almost perfect. Reverse 1.5 somersaults, spiked. Her lowest scoring in the prelims. Just 45.6 was the score for her. It will be definitely more this time. She's very focused. She had the lead before the final. She seems to be very calm. Used the springboard. If she misses, the Czech girl maybe can just grab bronze. She makes a small mistake. I'm not sure it will be enough for the Czech. There was a point difference around 10 points between those two. Her last dive is a reverse 1.5 somersaults. Good dive, just to finish it off in this final for Nadezhda. The best scoring dive of her in the prelims, almost 60 points for her in the morning. Brilliant dive. She's the winner. She can defend her title and getting the 8th gold medal in this event at the Junior Europeans for Germany. She gets 8, 7.5. Reverse 3.5 somersaults with tuck. That's his only dive not piked in the final. Totally different. He's very much focused for this final. He knew that he can qualify in the morning. He just needed that rest. And I'm very curious in this mental state. He's raising the bar totally. He's trying a forward 4.5 somersaults with tuck 3.8 DD level. What a dive, the dive of the day so far. He could put it together with the entry, 4.5 somersaults. Oh my God. Good entry from first air. They are rivals with Ave, but of course they are friends within the national team. You can see the morning dive. Then the goal is his. If he doesn't, if he misses, maybe he is not even on the podium. He does it. He does it. He was a little bit further away from the edge of the board. I was worried that he can't do that, the full
7.5
somersaults, but he managed to do that. Look at the score, 7.5 from all the judges. 544, that's the score, the final score from Finave. He's at the end of the round. It's Margarita Kuvshinova, the Russian. She scored 63 points with this dive, forward 3.5 somersaults spiked in the prelims. Let's see if she can repeat that. She used this towel just to make sure that the legs don't slip. It's not worth 63 points, definitely. She has a mistake at the end. High scores and won the Hungarian Open from the 3 meters springboard event. So has good memories from the Duna Arena. It's a good dive, but I don't think it's good enough to take the lead for Alexandra. That was her best scoring dive in the prelims. And it could be the same. Good scores, 7, 7.5, and even one 8.0 for this dive. The overall score is 60.75. She hardly can believe it. She takes the lead. She's on her way for another medal. She's going for the number 7. She was 5th from 1 meter, 4th from the 3 meters. This is her competition. She's thought to be the best platform diver in Russia in this age group B. She finishes up with the 3.2 DD dive, back 2.5 somersaults with 1.5 twists. No question. She's the European champion. She got high scores in the prelims, more than 65 points to this dive. She mastered that well again in the final when it matters the most before, but he needs to concentrate on himself. Reverse 2.5 somersaults. That was the lowest scoring of him from the 4 dives. This time it's another dive. Rudi Bollmann. We have already 3 gold medalists from Germany here. Scored 65 points for his dive in the prelims. He will score around 60, probably not as high as it was in the qualification. It's the hardest, far the hardest dive in the whole competition. If he masters that in a high level, he can even win. What a dive from Miroslav Kiselyov. And here comes the dive, forward 2.5 somersaults with 1 full twist. That was his best scoring dive in the prelims. He made a little mistake. It was not that good of an entry. And don't forget the extra DD value for Kiselyov. He left some space for the Russian. He will be in the first position now, that's for sure. Scoring 60. So this is a crucial one. If they make it like that, then I think the competition is almost already decided. The boys like it. It was a really good dive. As for the last dive of the Germans and the Ukrainians, there is just 1/10 difference between the DD values. The Germans' last dive was the inward 2.5 somersaults with tack for 2.7 as the last dive of the competition. Excellent dive by the Ukrainians. It will be silver or bronze, that's for sure. They make no mistake. Last dive, inward 2.5 somersaults with tack. DD is 3.1. She risks the forward 3.5 somersaults piked, the hardest dive in the final. She will get a good score for that one. She's just training and preparing for the senior level. The same dive like we saw from Demul and Kazantseva. Just 45 points in the prelims. This time around it should be more. The question is if it's enough to keep Kazantseva behind her. She can hold it. Very good dive from the Russian. It will be up the last round. We knew that before. They finishing 5th. A little bit of disappointment for the Germans on the opening day. but they can finish really strongly at this final day. Reverse 2.5 somersault spiked for Emily Demel. She knows she needs scores around 60 or possibly above that.
8, 7.5, 7.5.
Well, water can hit. You can be sensible if you mean the knees, the joints are a little bit sensible for hitting. That's maybe his own style of protecting the body. Brilliant dive by Kosimov in this round. He just put together an awesome dive. Back 3.5 somersaults with excellent entry. Raffaele Pelligra. He starts this round from position 3. Back 2.5 somersaults with 1.5 twist. Piked. Mathematically he has a chance even for the gold medal, but it's more realistically just to take silver or bronze. But he needs around 70 points for that. I mean the silver. Good dive. We might see a Russian double. He needs a good dive for having a chance for a medal. That was his highest scoring dive in the prelims. Back 2.5 somersaults with 1.5 twists. Piked 3.2 is the degree of difficulty. Oh, what an entry for the Russian. You can immediately see, even if you are, he needs at least 60 points just to take the lead from Timur, but for the win, I would say maybe in the 70 points range, just to make sure that the British and the Italian can surpass him later on. Good dive from Kirill Kosimov. Not the same entry like in the previous dive.